Hello there, lilies and giblets. Today, on Monkey Wrench Mayhem, by the way, I'm so glad to see you here joining me. Today, we're going to explore the beautiful world of animal deterrent. Animal deterrents come in many different forms. This one happens to be a sprinkler and has a little motion detector connected to it. Anytime an animal, like say one of your pet dogs, wants to bark at another dog through the fence, well, this thing will shoot water at them. And I'm hoping this thing works, because it wasn't too expensive. I think it was about 50 bucks, 45, 50 bucks. But the motion sensor is supposed to spray these dogs with water, and well, hopefully that keeps them away from the fence. And at least if they bark from a distance, it's not so bad. But when they get up to the fence and they're really growling and barking, it's kind of a hassle when us and the neighbors behind us have to come out and pull our dogs away from the fence. Well, here we go. Again, I don't do unboxing very often, but here's another unboxing. Yep, there it is. All right, get to work, do your thing. Oh gosh, there's some assembly required. Okay. Anyway, let's take it out of the box. This isn't going to be a typical unboxing, you guys. Anyway, always first, get out your destructions. All right, so it's pretty simple. Kind of just walks you through the different things. Has one here to tell you how to do it if you're doing it for large animals, like if you're doing it for, say, a deer or a moose or an elephant, I don't know, whatever. And then it also has another one for if you're doing it for smaller animals, which can be anything down to a squirrel or, in this case, I'm doing dogs, so there we go. Anyway, destructions. Boom. Okay. Get out all of our parts, we lay them out, and make sure that it matches what it says right here. Should be in the kit. That riser, some useless piece. Here's the actual brand of everything, I believe. Okay, and what else we got? We've got Destructions and Espinol and En Francais, looks like. Okay. Put all that stuff aside. Okay, so putting this thing together here, it does say here to start out with a piece that you didn't see here. This is the one that has the motion sensor and everything on it. Now, it does say to put the batteries in first. Take that little thingy out and you put your batteries in there. They don't come with the kit. I believe they are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 double A's. And you do have to replace them every once in a while because that's how this thing runs. It's not solar. Kind of had an idea in my head that this might be solar, but it's not. Anyway, the reviews say that people really like it. It's made by Orbit. Anybody that knows anything about sprinklers, Orbit is one of the big companies that makes, say all kinds of different sprinklers. Anyway, let's put this thing together. As you're going along, make sure you check your directions. Don't just follow what I do, because this is the first time I'm doing it too, so I might screw this all up myself, so it could be very fun. It says here in the destructions that this piece right here, which is some kind of riser piece, it actually, the small end of it, fits into this little collared piece here, which I'm going to say, I'm not doing this right now, I'm going to do this later, but the batteries should go in before you get started, because this thing actually gets in the way. So we're going to take this thing and shove it inside there. All it does is go in. It doesn't screw or nothing. Easy now. Then we take this little thing, sprinkler part, And always, before you put these things together, check all of your O-rings, all of your, those are Teflon seals right here. There's also regular hose seals inside of all of the rest of this. I'll show you as we go along. But you take this guy and you just kind of put it like so, and spin it on there. I'm just going to do it till it is Guten tight by hand. You have these monster paws here that tend to over tighten things. I'm not very good at torque, so we're just going to do it by finger right there. So boom, there. Here's a part in the instructions that it does not mention. This guy right here, it doesn't mention that you put this on next, but you just take that guy and put it inside of here. Easy again. There is a rubber seal inside of here. Check that it's there. You can also kind of look at your surfaces and make sure everything's nice and smooth. No debris on there or anything. And just take that and put it on there until you feel comfortable. Don't overdo it, which I tend to do. Then we take the spiky piece. That's actually what your hose is going to connect to, even though there's all these other connections. This is actually designed to be able to have a pass-through. So if you had 2, 3, 4 of these things, you have other fittings to go on and pass the water on to the next sprinkler. So anyway, this one has a little fitting that we're going to twisty twist, and it has a screen here. Once in a while you got to clean your screen, and I know some of you watching this are going to know a whole lot about that. Clean your screen. Okay. Just twisty on there, and we're going to get it Guten tight, nice and tight. Check all these other capped off pieces, make sure that they're tight enough so you don't go leaking water everywhere. So that's almost it. We're going to take this piece off here, which somebody put a little twisty tie thingy on here. Take that thing off, throw it wherever you want. And the other end of that little wire doohickey plugs into here, and it only goes in one way. So we're gonna push it on in. It always says make sure that this thing's off before you put batteries in it. Now once you get this thing into the ground, when you spike it in, you have, just like any of these, I don't know if anybody's ever done these before, but these have these adjustments here. There's 2 of them. You can move them. It just kind of gives it its range, how far it's going to go over, like so. Up on the top is an adjustment that adjusts the fanning of the spray. So when this thing is pushing water out as a stream, this thing hits it right here and kind of makes it go all over the place. If you don't want it to at all, you can have like a stream shoot out, and you just adjust this thing all the way out to where nothing happens right there. Okay, so anyway, now we have it all connected. You just put it into the ground. You shove this down with your foot or whatever. I wouldn't use a hammer because you might damage something up here, but obviously point it in the general direction of where you want it to go, and then hook up a hose to it, turn on that hose, and then you have your adjustments over here of duration, so how long you want the water to go for, the range. I don't know. You're gonna have to play with it just as much as I'm gonna have to play with easy again. Gonna have to mess with this kind of stuff to kind of fine tune it. So again, this is the first time I'm opening this box, so we're gonna have to learn as we go. In conclusion of this video, I'm going to say that this thing, it works. Not as great as I would like it to. It did actually work on my dog. Worked on me, you know. But it has a reset in it that I've noticed. It doesn't tell you anything about this on the box or in the instructions. It doesn't say anything about there being about a 60-second reset. So every time it works, it takes about 60 seconds for it to work again. So it's not immediate. It doesn't, you know, every time you go over there and do like I did and act like a fool and wave yourself in front of this thing, it doesn't go off. It did. I found out the 60-second thing because it did get me right in the face. Wish I would have got that one on video for you. It would have been kind of cool. But anyway, so you can set on the side of this thing, there's a duration. I left it at the preset of 3 seconds. It's the lowest setting that you can go. It's a little dial that's on the side of this thing where you put the batteries in. And the distance, I left it, I think I put it at about 3/4, so it's probably about 30 feet. And it did a pretty good job when my dog ran in front of it. Is it worth the money that I spent? Well, maybe. If it continues to work and it scares my dog away and my dog doesn't chew it up like it did all the rest of my sprinklers and everything, then it would be fine. However, we'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll do a follow-up video. For now,